All right, so one of the things that we have done is bring in coronavirus survivors to be able to talk about their experience. Most people that get coronavirus may have very mild symptoms, but we know it can severely impact some people. And so we want people to know that, and I think as we've heard from some of our past speakers, that if you get this virus, you can be one of those people that is impacted. You can have those severe symptoms and also lingering effects. Today we've got Tyler Thompson, who is a teacher in the Gering Public Schools, that is going to join us by Zoom to talk about his experience. He had it just a couple of weeks, or just a few weeks ago, with regard to the coronavirus, and still has some of those lingering symptoms. So with that, I'm going to hopefully have, not Ken Smith yet, we're not going Ken Smith yet. We need Tyler Thompson. There we go.
Governor Ricketts, thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today and to share my story. Within the last couple of weeks, I joined a new fraternity. I joined the thousands of other Nebraskans who have tested positive for COVID-19. My symptoms began right around Halloween. I was at school. I felt like I was catching a head cold like I do every fall. I work with hundreds of teenagers a day, so I just figured I had caught a bug. And it became apparent that I had not just caught a cold when I lost my sense of taste and smell. I immediately quarantined. I scheduled a test. I found out that I was positive and did my part to stay home and make sure that I didn't pass the virus on to anyone else. It's been almost 3 weeks since I was ill. I have been back at work after being cleared by the Panhandle Public Health District. I've been back in the classroom for 2 weeks. And even though I am recovered, I still battle with some fatigue and random headaches and a niggling cough that just pops up at random times if I push myself a little too much or go up a flight of stairs too fast. And so I definitely understand today in a very different way than I did 3 weeks ago that this virus affects everyone differently, and it's something which is very serious, and it requires our vigilance. Scottsbluff County, where I live, we are one of the hardest hit parts of the state right now with virus cases. I just looked this morning. I think we have around 1,800 active cases. And so it is so important that we continue to be vigilant, that we wear a mask, we watch our hands, we watch our distance, not being in crowds with lots of people, staying home when we don't feel well. And I think it's good that I can speak to the fact that as a young person, as a teacher of high school students, of teenagers, I see that people my age, teenagers, we tend to be kind of short-sighted. We think the virus maybe won't affect us, or that we don't need to be as careful as people who we would identify as a vulnerable population, but that just is not true. One of my very good friends from college, he is my age, he's 34, he's been in the hospital for 2 weeks in southeastern Nebraska. And so it does require us to take this very seriously and to protect the people around us who are the most vulnerable. As you mentioned, I am a teacher at Gering Public Schools, and I'm navigating, like teachers all across the state and the country, this new reality of teaching in person and teaching online. It is stressful, but while it is challenging and at times frustrating, it is necessary work. Our students deserve the best education possible, whether we are in a pandemic or not. Thankfully, I work in a district where we mandate masks. Our admin team at the district level made sure that teachers and students in Gering are protected, and we appreciate that. I think it's incumbent upon all of us to keep working to make sure that not only, particularly in the field of education, our students continue to be able to receive the education that they need, and also to receive the social component of education, being with friends and having those relationships established with peers and with their teachers, but that we also protect their health and our own health as well. Life in 2020 is hard, but it is our shared reality. It is our shared burden. I mean, we all need to be doing our part. I understand that now, I think, more than ever. And I was always someone who is a very assiduous mask wearer. I always would wear my mask even in the stores where it wasn't mandated, and yet I still caught the virus. And so it is so important that we do what we can to protect one another. I returned yesterday from Colorado. I spent the weekend there, and as I crossed the state line back into Nebraska, I had a chance to see the state sign that greets visitors as they come into the state, and our motto, the good life. And I think that in Nebraska, we are known for the good life because we have good people who do the right thing. They look out for their neighbors. And I think even now, it's more important than ever before that we continue to do our part so that life in Nebraska can be good for everyone. So, Governor Ricketts, thank you so much for this opportunity to join you and share my story, and I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you very much, Tyler, and thank you for all the work that you and all the teachers have been doing across the state. As you mentioned, doing double duty here with doing the in-classroom teaching as well as doing the teaching remotely as well. So we really appreciate all the work that our teachers have been doing to make sure that all of our young people are continuing to advance academically, that they're getting the opportunity for all the other things school brings with regard to, socialization and mental health and physical activity and nutrition and all the things that kids get out of school. So thank you very much for being with us here today, and thank you for all that you're doing as a teacher. We appreciate it.